We're back with chapter 2.
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2! I'm gonna hide this beginning bit from all this note from Harrison to start off with because, well, chapter 2, after going through the overly length editing process to make sure this wasn't completely terrible, which it still was, it is now probably completely terrible. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. No full stop. Also, seeing as I've seen this quite a bit, I don't own South Park. It belongs to its respective owners. TM.
Trademark.
Chapter 2. I was running. Something behind me. I dare not to look around or whatever it was.
By the way, this dream sequence is completely unexplained and stays unexplained for the rest of the story.
Step after step I ran. Nothing was important except survival. An inhuman screech burst from the beast behind me. Nothing surrounding me, only a black, empty, ungodly void and a continuous pathway in front of me made of a queer red stone that seemed to glow ominously.
Queer is used correctly here. I'm describing it as strange.
I'm describing it as gay.
No, it's strange. Learn the English language.
Not caring, I ran down the path, the creature still seeming no closer but no further away. My stamina failing me.
Just tell he's a video game character. His green bars in the red.
Oh no! I almost stopped, but pushed myself to run far from whatever it was. My legs burned as lactic acid.
As you can tell, I had a science lesson before I wrote this one. Literally, I was doing biology, and they taught me about lactic acid, which happens when you do too much exercise. Your body's saying stop, so it releases a faint acid in your body to cause the stinging pain to say stop running, you freaking retard. And I was like, oh, I can use that in my great South Park fan fiction.
Okay, at the time when you were writing this, did you actually think it was good?
Yes. At the time of writing this, I thought it was good.
Wait, how long have I known you for now?
Since mid-2016, so when I had self-reflection.
So when you said, well, I wrote a South Park fanfiction, I'm now realising it was horrible.
Yeah. Like, I'm realising I don't... Because you met me when I was doing my GCSEs, and I was beginning to lose care, which is where you could say my life character arc was forming, and I was going, wait, this is all retarded, and I don't care anymore.
Okay, my legs burned as lactic acid stung and stabbed at my legs. Harrison, have you ever ran before in your life?
Yes.
Is that what it feels like?
No.
I wanted nothing but to rest. The pain absorbed all energy from my body, but I tried to run. The surroundings were
Featureless.
Featureless.
Like what I said earlier.
Only the unnatural pure black nothingness and the pathway that seemed to float in this void that surrounded me, like a cage. I attempted to even slimly think on the situation, but both the abhorrent monster screams and my rushing... Is that plural?
No, it's the monster's screams.
Monsters.
It's his screams.
But isn't it monsters is? Because that's monsters, and then it's another S after you put...
No, but if you put it at the end of a sentence.
Yeah, but you wouldn't put another S at the beginning.
What?
So you only put it at the end if there's already an S. So monsters, that's more than one monster. So that's monsters is.
Yeah.
So there's more than one monster chasing him.
Shush.
Mine knows some English. I didn't go. So I still
Anyway,
fast.
where were we?
The monsters is scream, and my rushing mind tore me back into the situation at hand. Knowing that it was run or face this creature, I pressed onward, my chest feeling as if it was ready to collapse in on itself.
The strange events weighed down on my mind like an anvil. I had no idea what was going on, except that my instinct to survive was the only thing that stopped me from facing my end. Blood raced through my body, deafening me to everything except the pathway. That makes no sense.
I couldn't hear anything, but the pathway that apparently is making noise.
It's screaming at me.
It's like, ow! Stop standing on me!
You dick.
You English twat!
Pathway that I believed would lead me to hope or safety. In the distance I could see something, a figure in the darkness. My saviour, maybe. I should have put a question mark at the end of that.
There's a lot you should have done, Harrison.
Yeah, sprinting towards it. I tried to gain their attention, but my voice wouldn't respond. Only a stifled cough came, silencing me, and I could hear the thing draw near. Both dread at the creature and joy of possible salvation fueling me, I rushed towards the figure. Truly they had to help, but no matter how much I ran, I couldn't make out anything but that outline.
Wait. But no matter how
Match I ran. No matter how match I ran.
how match I ran, I couldn't make out anything.
I used the correct verb though, at least.
But you used the wrong
Match.
match.
Oh, I was gonna get you a can of Pepsi. Will do.
Oh no, you have to edit that out because that's advertising.
It doesn't matter. I'm probably not gonna get monetized on it, so.
My legs failed to respond for a single second, and something wet and slimy wrapped around my leg and pulled me back, slamming me to the ground, releasing a gas from my lung.
Lung. Here's one lung. The other one was taken from the black market.
Cartman stole it. As the greasy, revolting thing crawled up my legs before time stood still. Behind me, I could only hear a heavy, ill-sounding breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. It was terrifyingly close, keeping me on the verge of screaming and flailing, but I couldn't move. I feared what would happen if I even twitched.
Well, this is not what a dream is like, or a nightmare.
I lay there for only a few moments before the things that wrapped around my legs twisted me quickly onto the floor. I thought he was already on the floor.
Shush.
Towards the thing. In a second of fear, I saw 1,000 creatures bonded together to create a mount of flesh. Countless talons, mould and tendrils before I woke screaming in terror. It was Cartman.
That's not in the story.
The scream itself was short-lived, but I sat on the sofa craning my legs to my chest and shivering as memories of the night terror flooded my mind. I forgot all about my pain that I had just received being beat up by Cartman.
Yeah, probably a couple of hours ago at most. So dreams aren't particularly great.
My dreams healed my pain. That's not in the story at all.
No.
I rested there, unable to get the image of the monster of 1,000 faces to leave my thoughts. This creature had not been in a night terror safe that night. I had nightmares of creatures like this since my dance with death 5 years ago.
Title drop.
Still not mentioning what it was. It was originally thought to be a consequence of the trauma of nearly dying, as in dyeing hair.
Yeah. Oh no, my hair was nearly pink.
At such a young age, but they should have left it. They should have left eventually. Their persistence proved otherwise.
The nightmares were the reason I usually had no sleep. So constant were they that sometimes I dreaded my own bed, and the sleep I would succumb to if I rested on it. On a rare occasion, the nightmares would not shroud my mind like a disgusting drug. Sometimes my dreams would be filled with blissful silence and total unfeeling darkness. Edgelord! The night terrors themselves were always different. One I remember extensively was that I was strapped on a metal table, my arms and legs limp and useless. Shapeless silhouettes surrounding me as I felt an excruciating, burning pain. I use pain so much in this.
We get it, you're in pain.
Over my body that wouldn't stop. I could see my skin scorch and melt under the non-existent roaring fire that brought an unimaginable torture that I could feel but not see. I would always awake after a nightmare, either in sleep paralysis, unable to move, with a mind-made figure at the edge of my bed, seemingly staring at me, or moving around me until my mind had figured out how to take control of my body, and the non-existent figure would be gone. Sometimes I'd wake up with sleep paralysis. The end. I could, or, at the beginning of a sentence for some reason, I would wake as I am now. Right now, in this story set in the past tense, in the utmost form of fear, myself the only form of comfort, as my brain only focused on the creatures created solely by it.
If I were normal by now, my mind would have entered a happy place, and I would slowly calm down, but my mind had no such place.
Edgelord!
The persistence of the horrors had fizzled that place into a non-existent, crepit wasteland. Edgelord.
Yeah.
As I sat there in the overpowering constant darkness, my eyes wide and unblinking, darting between every large object in the room, I was waiting for any type of horrible creature to burst from it to attack. I rocked my body waiting for the glory of the sun's light. Suns, plural.
Actually an alien place, actually an Alderaan. It's got to stop Darth Vader.
Glory of the sun's light to overcome the shadows and not be tragic. Okay, so maybe nighttime. But I'm guessing that he hasn't like closed his curtains
Yeah.
or anything. So you still get a bit of light
Right, yeah.
if you have your fucking
You see,
curtains
he's
open.
actually Solaire from Dark Souls.
He woke up blind.
Yeah, he's actually Solaire from Dark Souls. He looks at the sun and goes, "My glorious father! If only I could be so grossly incandescent." Solaire's great, but Pip is not.
I shook my head and continued to attempt to move my thoughts from my nightmare and instead to pay attention to anything else. Eventually, it wasn't my own efforts, but both my growling stomach and grimy and filth-ridden body that forced me to move. You didn't even mention, oh, your body's covered in blood after being beaten up. Like, the grimy and filth-ridden body. It could have probably been bruised and beaten. Bloody and bruised body. I forced it to move. If it was a few years ago, I would still be lying on the sofa withering. I think it's withering. Withering in the pain Eric had inflicted, but now that my body had become used to the regular attacks, there was only a small thump of pain.
Stop saying pain past me.
Silently, I moved towards my bathroom to shower the sweat and blood that had accumulated on me. It was painful.
It was the most painful thing that's ever been painful in the history of pain.
Pain. The bathroom was an overpowering white. Everything is overpowering to him. He's light sensitive.
He's just so weak. He's just that weak. Everything is more powerful than he is.
Oh no, the shade of white is more powerful than I am. I'm entering an existential crisis. I thought it was a pain then. I've become so used to seeing. Oh, there it is. The bathroom was an overpowering white, from the palm-sized tiles to the well-polished counter. It glared the sunlight.
Glared with sunlight. You
know, what sun? What fucking sun is here? It's nighttime.
It's suddenly day.
It glared the sunlight at every angle. With clumsy movements, I had to close the blind eye. So what the fuck? It was nighttime. It's like, I want to lie here and wait for the sun to rise. Get in the bathroom. Oh look, it's sunny.
he just has decorated curtains that look like night in the living room, and he forgot to open them.
That, or it's kind of, I want it to be sunny. Walk to the bathroom. Ah yes, I'm in a new dimension where the sun is up. I had to close the blinds and was underneath the shower. We didn't even turn the fucking shower on.
We can just assume you turned the shower on.
I was underneath the shower, the warm water pouring on my body like a bucket, making my blue and black body to flare in pain.
Pain.
Fucking
pain. I listened to Linkin Park when I was younger, if you can't tell, in 3 Days Grace. With squeezed eyes, I slowly washed my pathetic body.
Existential crisis.
Each touch and rub causing the deep bruises that littered my body. Stop saying body. To complain and flare about the offensive touch.
Oh, my body!
The offensive touch, it's triggering him. Eventually, my body was clean.
Eventually, I was clean.
I'm literally to the point of replacing body with, I don't know, chair and Vicks and paint or Vicks Vapor Rub. Pepsi.
My body.
Eventually, my body was cleaned, and I could see the damage on my naked form. My entire abdomen was bruised, but from what I could tell when washing, no bones were broken. Ignoring his nose.
Okay, how the fuck can you just go?
Yep.
Yeah, not broken. That's fine. I'm a doctor. That's meant to be poking out at that angle, you know.
With a sigh, I dried myself and slipped into similar attire to the day before.
To make you more comfortable.
Into the day before, minus the vest, and was set to stopping my complaining stomach. The kitchen, it wasn't anything extravagant. Clean wooden counters. I can afford wood at 15. Holding cooking utensils and a stove/cooker, which I can afford apparently, but I consider myself quite adept at using. Fridge freezer, which I can afford. Kettle, which I can somehow afford. Toaster, which I can somehow afford.
There are no kettles in America.
I know that now. I didn't know it.
The kettle? You have all these American people. What's a kettle?
It was imported, don't worry.
Got it on Amazon.
Toasted cupboards and a rather new but unused, as I prefer to cook my own food, red microwave. So you can afford to buy a microwave, which you don't use.
Have you not mentioned how he got this money?
I do eventually, it's just really stupid.
Deciding not to make anything large or convoluted, I settled on toast and some tea. Go back to being fucking British.
Yeah.
Reaching to grab the bread and tea bags, I noticed that the cupboards are almost completely derelict of food.
By the way, this is my convoluted way for him to go get food. He doesn't go to a local supermarket, which are everywhere in America. He goes to the mall. Because I say there's a grocery store in there. That's retarded.
What is this house on Dead Rising?
Yeah, essentially.
As it was around this time of the month, before my spending money was sent to me. Is that it? Is that how he gets his money?
It's sent to him, yeah. It's sent to him by the local orphanage because he's
An orphan.
yeah.
As you mentioned in the description summary of the story.
Yeah.
Before my spending money was sent to me, after sliding the bread into the toaster, pulling down the switch with a satisfying clink sound as it would turn on. Harrison, why did you describe making fucking toast? As I slid the bread into the toaster and slowly slid down the switch
It's 'cause-
until it clicked, satisfying to click. I knew in about 3 minutes my toast would come out golden brown, the way I like it.
That's how I like my men.
I get the butter from the fridge, and I slowly insert the knife.
Butter porn, rated PG-13.
Why is butter porn PG-13?
Because
I don't know.
Because reasons.
Oh god, parental guidance to watch butter porn. It was but a few minutes till I was sitting on the sofa sipping on deliciously sweetened tea and watching terrible daytime television that I didn't care about nor remember. What day is this, Harrison?
Saturday.
Is it actually Saturday?
Yes.
So he said it was Friday, didn't he?
Yeah, but the
Okay.
day before it was Friday.
Fair
Now it's
enough,
Saturday.
Fair enough then.
See, I paid attention to that bit. The dates, the
Nothing else matters. I like how it's kind of like, oh, I got the shit beat at me last night. What am I going to do this morning? I'm going to watch Jeremy Kyle and sip tea.
Jeremy, Kyle.
Jessica. And then, okay,
American daytime television.
Okay, sorry. It's Maury.
What?
It's Maury Poppins. Or Jerry Springer.
I was
Jerry Springer,
going
that's
to
more
say,
interesting.
just American daytime television is awful, by the way, because we get some of it over here, and we must get the worst of it. Because from what I've watched of it, like yesterday when I was particularly bored and doing housework, it was literally TV. It was on a freebie box, and it was just showing American daytime television on one of the channels, and it was so bad. Like,
What was it?
I don't know, there was this group of people, and they were talking about one of the other's sex life, and I didn't care.
So, admittedly, I've watched Jerry Springer. That isn't too bad. It's better than Jeremy Kyle. I mean, they have a stripper pole.
Fair enough.
And then if you flash your tits, you get some beads. Not anal beads, like a necklace. And you get fights going on. They don't really stop the fights. They're kind of like, yeah, you can't punch her in the face, but she always ducks under, and it's like, oh no. Shit like that, and then they get married on there, and it's great. So, Pippa's watching Jerry Springer.
Yep.
Oh, look at that! Reference to your favourite author, Harrison. Giant nerd.
Favourite author.
Didn't... One that's... a few of
All
them.
of those. I like all of
them.
those.
Harrison, did you base Pip off of you?
What?
Did you base Pip off of you? Or at least what you wanted to be at 15?
Yeah, pretty much.
Aww.
The blonde twink.
Watching terrible... Halfway there. Watching terrible daytime television that I didn't care about nor remember. This was how I spent most of my mornings, doing little nothings until I deemed it late enough to leave to do food shopping or something similar. Checking the time on my actually charged phone. Okay. How the fuck did he charge his phone if he came into the living room and passed out?
Shush. That doesn't need to be explained. It's got 21 positive reviews, mate.
Saw it. It was only okay. That sentence isn't even read like that. Checking the time on my actually charged phone. I saw that it was
my actually charged phone. I saw it was only 9 a.m.
more than enough time. I thought going to the far right of the room to my large bookshelf.
You can afford.
It took up the corner of the room and reached the ceiling. Not a single free space not filled by a book that he could afford.
Yeah.
Several...
Books aren't that expensive, but.
Are you fucking serious, Harrison? When I was at college, I bought a book every week.
Yes.
At least one book every week. It cost
So
me...
£1.
No, because I went to Waterstones.
Well, no, I go to charity
Well, I
shops
like going to Waterstones.
and
then
buy
I
off
could find-
Amazon.
But I like going to Waterstones because it's the atmosphere of it.
But
But
that's no excuse.
it shouldn't be so expensive to buy fucking words on paper. Go to the far corner of the room. My large bookshelf took up most, reaching to see not a single free space not filled by a book. Several different authors: H.P. Lovecraft, Charles Dickens, Agatha Christie, Dean Koontz, etc. Closing my most recent book, Great Expectations, I sat back up. I've been pulling it down, Harrison.
Great Expectations, main character's called Pip. Dean Koontz.
I was expecting you to hand me the book.
Picture of him should be at the end, or not. It's a good book. Read it. Read Watchers, everyone. It's great.
Choosing my most recent book, Great Expectations, I sat back on my single sofa. Dark
I
red,
couldn't have said armchair. No, my single sofa.
dark red and extremely soft, that he can afford. In the opposite corner of the room, my reading area, as I called it. Muting the TV, I sat down and opened the book, ready to get engrossed. Why don't you just turn the fucking TV off?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, Harrison, you're gonna.
Where am I?
There.
It wasn't until 4 hours had passed that I decided to put down the book and leave the comfort of my flat to be outside. That surprisingly wasn't as cold as usual. To resupply on food and probably buy some more books or CDs.
Okay, so is he like in the middle of the apocalypse?
Like,
I'm resupplying on food.
Resupplying, yeah, he's in the apocalypse. So in his mind, it's probably like, oh, it's the end of the world. I'm bullied. Walking down the sidewalk to the local mall, malls known for being local, the cold nibbling at any end all exposed skin. Moving past the streets where my classmates lived, their houses only distinguished by their individual colours, and turning a street to the business district of town. I couldn't just give it a name.
So apparently, all the rest of the classmates live in fucking Balamory.
Yeah.
With their colour distinctive houses.
What's the story? Bell boy, bell sociopaths. Oh, this is where the interesting events happen. Where Damien and definitely not evil father is introduced. He's fucking evil, like clearly evil.
Damien's father.
Yes, he's not the Antichrist in this. I don't know.
Damien's father, Satan, is evil.
I saw a moving truck because it was in front of one of the originally vacant houses. That hadn't been converted into an office complex. With two burly men wearing a uniform that had a similar label to the truck. That was really bad. And one other who seemed to have oily platinum coloured hair.
Did you actually try to describe Satan?
Well, this is...
As his dad.
He's not...
About him being Satan.
Yeah, he's not Satan, he's just a guy, but he's a clearly evil looking guy.
You should have still made him like Satan,
Yeah.
but as a human. So
could...
his hair wouldn't have been white.
I know. I basically imagine him as Dante. Essentially. That was in my mind. I was playing Devil May Cry. I was like, ooh, white hair, red jacket. That could work for someone trying to be menacing. Oh wait, I'm dumb. Platinum coloured hair, wearing a red jacket and a black shirt and trousers. But the thing that was most odd about him was the strange crimson colour eyes that beamed an eerie over cheeriness. I saw they were moving unlabelled boxes and such into the house. Maybe there is a new student, I thought. Well, isn't that interesting? Stopping to look at the house, I saw it was a plain white colour. Most of the curtains were closed, and the flanking office buildings casted thick shadows onto the out-of-place house. Yes.
So Pip just walked past and casually had a little gander in the house.
Yeah, well, he's looking at the house.
The reason I looked at... Okay, just say look at the house. I read it as look in the house.
No.
You kind of went, oh, look at that, it's white in there.
It's overpowering.
Oh my god, my eyes!
Um,
Starts hissing at the house. It's just too overpowering.
Vampire. It's holy. No. Someone looked at the house. I saw it was a plain white colour. Most of the curtains were closed, and the flanking office buildings casted thick shadows onto the out-of-place house. Looking closer, I saw someone on the top floor through the windows, and he was staring directly at me. Before I turned away and walked in the basin, I saw he had the same colour eyes as the platinum-haired man. looked about my age, and had black hair.
Why do I feel like obviously it's fucking Damien.
Yeah.
Damien's kind of staring at Pip like, I must have him. That ass is mine!
I waited until I had cleared the block before I continued my walk to the mall.
Wait. So, fuck. Pip,
I-
how did you clear the block? Did you not walk?
He teleported.
Teleported and then did you walk in? Fuck, Harrison.
I chose to go to the mall instead of a closer grocery store for two reasons. I could buy some music at the mall, even though some of my classmates may have... Oh my god. It's so edgy. And even though some of my classmates may have been there, it wasn't as cold as a freezer in Antarctica. That wouldn't change how cold it was.
And so, must have been grocery stores in America.
What?
Grocery stores in America.
Yeah.
Are they essentially like Asda?
Yeah, but basically,
So-
but as the other, like, co-op down the road. You didn't go to...
Yeah, but there's still a few of those places in England where you can go and you can buy music.
Yeah, I know.
So why the fuck did you just go to a fucking grocery store? Literally you said Walmart, like...
Yeah, I could have said Walmart, but you know, I was an edgy teenager. I listened to Iron
I
Maiden.
go to the mall, Mom. The mall itself was as overcrowded as expected. An innumerable amount of people browsing and milling around in shops. The moderately loud sound of footsteps and chatter were calming as it echoed through the large building. The mall, no capital T, was comprised.
I can say it was a two-story building. No.
Of 2 floors and over 70 separate stores, all of them for a specific type of item or some of the oddest combinations. Harrison!
Yeah, it's bad.
You go, oh yes, the mall. There's 70 shops. Look, there's Hot Topic.
Oh, isn't it grand?
And
Is-
the grocery store in the mall.
It's like Ebony Darkness Dementia Ray. Hot Topic in England.
A little shop for both clothes and sweets, and some even odder, much like this town in some respects. The fuck, Harrison?
I know.
It's a shop. It sells clothes and sweets.
But I could have put description as to why, but no.
After going into the oversized grocery shop.
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 It's a shop. You say store. Americans say store. I'm not American.
I say shop.
Even the people in England say store all the time, including me.
That took the far end of the building.
Basically, M&S. M&S.
Did you base this mall off of the
Yeah.
Causeway one, despite the fact you've never been in it?
I have been in it, but I've just haven't gone in it recently.
Fair enough then. I was positive I wasn't going to starve this month. Like, I'm mostly positive I'm not going to starve.
Also, I don't understand how he takes all his back, by the way, because this is enough food to fill out like his cupboards. No, like yeah, that's like 5 bags worth of stuff. I experience having like 2. How little?
Well, Harrison, I think you forget. Pip can teleport.
I can teleport. It's decided.
It's canon now.
Canon.
As well, no capital A, as that, I still had some money left. Smiling to myself, I walked to the second story record shop
no.
to treat myself for not being killed by the stupidity of this town. So, opposed to going to the first story record shop, you go to the second one.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's so dumb. It's so... Also, basically, second story record shop, HMV.
The shop was nice, a mellow and content atmosphere. Only 6 to 7 people, so that's either 6 or 7 people. You had 6.5 people. One of them was a midget, so we don't count as a whole
As we know,
person.
midgets aren't people.
Only 6 to 7 people browsing the aisles of CDs. I looked around until I found the rock/metal section and started searching through it. Okay, Pip, this gentlemanly Englishman listens to Metallica.
Well, hey, I listen to Metallica.
But you're not, like, gentlemanly and posh.
No, I'm not.
Sure, go anyway.
Oh, I hate this description. It's so bad and edgy. I don't know why when people ask me what the preferred music genre is, I don't know why. I don't know why people would hang out with you. You freaking mongoloid. So it's a surprise when I reply of the one I was searching through. I know that with the way I dress and by my heritage, but maybe classical would be the obvious choice. At least the one people could mock me for. No, people won't mock you for being a freaking metalhead. But most of the influential rock/metal bands started in the UK. I didn't like anything too heavy, music where 9% of it was screaming, I didn't really see the point in. The long story-like tone of many songs in the genre is what I liked. Of course, I listen to other types of music, even though classical wasn't my favourite, I still listen to many others on occasion. Edgelord! Irritated at seeing nothing I want to listen to. Why are you irritated? What's there to irritate you?
Well, you have to think it this way. So, Cartman takes out his anger on Pip.
Yeah.
Pip takes out his anger on the fact there's not a CD that he can listen to. Little thing.
Yeah, it's the little things that matter. It's that, then it's vandalising other people's property and murdering everyone. It's enough to listen to. I decided to come here in a few days once they restocked. Unfortunately, this meant I had to go back outside to walk home, in the cold. Walking through the large main entrance of the mall, I felt the cold wash over me like a tidal wave.
You just said it wasn't as cold.
Oh yeah. It's dumb.
It
Shut up.
wasn't as cold. And maybe like 2 hours it got fucking cold. Like, it was like 5 degrees. It's now -20.
In America, that would kill you, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how Fahrenheit it works.
My body.
My body freezing still as I had forgotten to bring my jacket. A
Dumbass.
stupid mistake on my part.
Dumbass.
And was instantly regretting to not double check that I brought everything. How do you forget? If you live in a mountain town.
Wallet, phone,
Yeah.
coat. Nah, it's fine.
And was instantly regretting not to double check that I brought everything. As soon as I left the building, the tornado of the Colorado chill made my body shake and my teeth
You
chatter.
literally just said you walked outside already.
Yeah. Deciding to just walk, I did so. But if he's walking carrying probably really heavy bags.
No, until it's actually directly mentioned that he's carrying these bags, I'm assuming he's not carrying anything.
He's holding with his telepathic powers. Telekinetic powers, sorry. The cold no longer nipping at my skin, but biting at it like an angry hound, leaving me shivering uncontrollably. My own rubbing hands ineffective as
How is he rubbing his hands? He's holding bags. He's not holding bags, that's it. He forgot all his fucking shopping in the shop.
As I tried to hug my body to conserve a sliver of heat. The mountain air left my body. Stop saying body! Almost completely numb in an instant. Any heat being sapped from my body. Eventually, the cold proved too overpowering. My vision became blurry. He's having the first concussion. Third concussion. From the cold. He's that weak.
Harrison, can you promise me something?
Yeah.
If they make time travel, can you go back in time and
Shoot
stop
myself?
No, just stop yourself from writing this story. Like, get to the exact moment when you and Skype call, he goes, "I dare you to," and just go, "No!"
Just
Don't
just
do
appear
it.
with a sword and just
That, or you write out all like those like options you can write. You just lean over and just cross out stuff back.
I felt
The
tired.
tea not kicking in yet.
Incredibly tired. I decided to run. The cold air hitting my face like the slice of a blade.
Okay.
And my abused ribs giving an unpleasant froth. But yeah, he's still been like horribly beaten. so-
Okay. So let me get this straight. If
Yeah.
I can piece together all the pieces of what should be there as well as what is there. So it wasn't cold, but now it's fucking cold.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a jacket. He's carrying like 5 bags of shopping, but he's managing to like rub his own arms,
Yeah.
and he's running with like broken ribs.
Yeah.
That aren't broken because he's a fucking doctor.
Essentially, yes.
When you hear all that, guys, you have to admit this is terrible.
It's really bad.
Continue.
My abused ribs giving unpleasant throbbing. Any time one foot landed in front of the other.
It was painful.
Yes, it was painful. This seemed to be becoming a regular occurrence.
Of pain.
Having to sprint somewhere for survival because I was foolish and forgot to do something simple. But it's only happened once so far, by the way.
You said what now?
This has only happened to have once so far. So it's not really a regular occurrence if I haven't said it's been happening beforehand.
Oh.
This is one of the rare occurrences that I thanked being bullied and harassed, for I knew most of the short routes home. And if most people know the short routes home, you sort of get that by walking home. And if it wasn't for that, it was inarguable that I would have died that day because of the intense, unending cold that plagued the mountain town. moving through the dank, grim, and generally unpleasant stone grey alleyways.
Dank.
It's dank. It's the
Dank.
it's the best
Dank.
means. I saw my flat once again and strode towards the main doors. My body probably entirely blue from the cold. He'd be dead if that was the case. The sky a dark black. The gibbous moon shining strange eldritch fantasies down onto me like the beam of a flashlight. How long had I been shopping? I thought, but truly not caring. I entered the complex.
Okay, before I start reading again. Okay, so he started reading his book at 9
Yes.
for 4 hours.
Yes.
So that's 12 o'clock.
Yes.
He left at 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And he went into the grocery store.
And he's been in there for what, like, according to this, like 6 hours?
So apparently normally if you go shopping into like Asda or something, you're only there for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
To like 2 hours.
He's really picky. He
So
likes specific dates
it's
on
like
his food.
an hour and a half, let's say an hour and a half in there. He sounds like he's only in the music shop for like, what, 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
So essentially it got dark at, what, like 10 to 2 in the afternoon? What happened? Did he run through another portal? There's too many dimensions going on in this story, Harrison.
He's in the 6th right now.
Yeah, like he walks
6th is probably the best.
He walks into his house. He walks into his flat, and it's like, oh look, it's dark. Goes into the bathroom. Oh look, it's sunny again.
I need to stop summoning. I need to stop summoning. Nana Photep to bring me my portals. It stopped. It stopped becoming fun when it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. After it was 2 in the morning. I hadn't even moved. I rolled from one side of the bed to the other. There's a portal between them.
Oh fucking hell.
It's a time chamber.
Okay.
Mm.
Dropping the bags, no capital D at the start of the paragraph, of shopping by the front doors entered my flat that he apparently is now holding.
Yeah.
I embraced the enticing warmth that shrouded my body like a soft blanket. So you kind of just walked in and went, ah, warm.
Well, people don't do that. It's just he's a freaking really camp. Now you
Is
can
that
tell why
could you
he's
be even more
bullied.
gay?
You can tell why he's bullied. Like
Giving me an say the word
euphoric
euphoric. I'm like, it's a weird spelling. Euphoric spelling.
feeling.
That's
It's
spelling,
spelling.
Harrison. That's spelling.
It's a
Spelling. Euphoric spelling that wouldn't leave. Not that I wanted it to. As I stood there leaning against the front door, happy that I had survived my own stupidity, smirking, I thought, this town is beginning to rub off on me. That is a terrifying thought.
See, more shine of a dry wit character. Oh god, it's like, oh god, it's beginning to rub off on me. Oh god, it's beginning to rub off on me.
Oh my god, I'm crazy!
I'm losing it.
I like how he's kind of literally just walked in, hugged himself, and then fell back against the door, probably like a stupid, dopey look on his face, like, warmth. Oh no, I'm becoming nuts like the people I live in the town with. Yes, you are. Or you're just a paranoid little shit.
Yeah.
Once I had gotten myself from my thoughts, I don't know how he did that. Just kind of off you come, Pip, away from that thought. Okay, I'm going to do that again because I need to do it as it says. Once I had gotten myself from my thoughts, I stored the food in the cupboards and freezer. Then, deciding that I couldn't be bothered with cooking, I grabbed a bottle of Coke and phoned up the local takeaway, City Walk,
Uncapitalised.
for some undercooked and poorly made cheap Chinese food. I like how he does it. I grab a bottle of Coke and wait for my takeaway. See?
So you'll drink the Coke as he waits.
After the food, no capital A, had arrived, I had elected to not sleep tonight to ensure I had no other nightmares. It's like, that was good. Not sleeping.
Guess what? He goes to sleep.
Oh. It's like, I'm not sleeping. 5 seconds later, I fell asleep. So I had no other nightmares. They had tended to happen twice or 3 times in a row, then stop.
For a week or so.
Okay, that doesn't make sense.
What?
Twice or 3 times. Wouldn't it be 2 or 3
3 times, yep.
2 or 3 times. Twice or 3 times in a row, then stop for a week or so. Although there were some rare instances that brought me the highest form of terror where the nightmares had lasted for over a week. To pass the time, I chose to marathon a TV show.
Red
Red
Dwarf.
Dwarf! I remember it being. How the fuck is it American Red Dwarf? Because they're
Well,
in America.
no, they do have a Red Dwarf in America. It's quite popular.
Is it?
Yeah. This is another thing I didn't understand when people had tried to guess insult what I like and dislike. These mostly were lies created so others could insult me for my interests.
Wait,
like
okay.
men, but why TV and music? I'll never know.
Why do people decide to insult his TV
I don't
choice
know.
of music? It's like, hey, look at Pip. He's listening to classical music on his headphones. And yeah, he's probably watching the fucking Queen talk or something like that on YouTube. Actually, I'm listening to Iron Maiden and I'm watching Red Dwarf. Fuck you.
Why does everyone hate me?
Oh my god.
Why does everyone hate me? Is he talking to himself? I think he is. Why does everyone hate me?
He says with his headphones in, thinking that he's there talking, monologuing in his head.
I sat there. The hours passing and my only movements being me getting up to change discs. Seeing as I'd done this many a time, it wasn't until the sun was shining brightly through my windows yet again that my eyes began to droop and sleep nearly came over me. But the threat of another nightmare kept me awake. Sitting there no longer concentrating on TV but solely on staying up and not falling into the terrors of my own mind. But sadly my attempts were futile, as the day's events had drained me of my energy, and my eyes closed, and I dreamed.
I dreamed.
Opinions on chapter 2.
Why?
My thoughts exactly.